Hello, Darklings, and welcome to the Nocturnal Mysteries Podcast, a show about the paranormal, supernatural, mysterious, and things that go bump in the night. Please sit down and place your fingers on the planchette, and let's jump right into this nocturnal mystery. Listener, have you ever found yourself in a place where you can feel the oppression surrounding you, trying to draw you in? Let me tell you the story of Dracan Mansion, a place not as it seems. No, wait a second. Nintendo? Goobs? This isn't the script for my show. It's for your video game show.
Ooh.
Don't you use that tone with me, or I'll take this Ouija board and shove it straight up your...
BadSecretMedia.com. I hate Bad Secret Media.
Hey there, gamers, and welcome to Secret Levels Podcast. And on this episode, we go house squatting.
I'm player Toby, the Echid, the Ekit, the Echidn. I'm Toby.
And I'm player 2, Strawberry Milk Drinking Goobs.
And this is a retro video game show where we go over one game per episode. We go over the history, the gameplay, the story, some fun facts, and then...
We go right into the rage meter, where you're trying to sleep on a couch, but it's kind of lumpy, so you can just barely go to sleep, but you wake up every few hours to readjust.
That doesn't sound very rageful.
Stunt double. What do you expect?
You're right. We should just jump right into the deets, right?
Yeah, let's crash our car into the deets.
Alright, so Uninvited was originally released on 1986 on the Mac, and it used the Mac Venture engine, which also powered Deja Vu 1 and 2, as well as Uninvited. Goobs, what did this game come out for?
This game came out on the Mac, the MS-DOS, the Apple II GS, the Commodore 64, the NES in 1991, the Windows 3.x, and the motherfucking Amiga!
Man, I love that system. It's just one of the best, isn't it?
It's great, man. That Windows 3.1, you can't go wrong with it.
Yep, all of those systems, especially the Amiga, they got such a great story behind them.
Indeed they do, Toby. What would that story be? It's time for story time with Toby.
So, in Uninvited, the unseen protagonist regains consciousness from a car crash in front of a tree. The protagonist's sibling, who's a younger brother in the PC but an older sister in the Nintendo version that we're covering today, is missing, and the car is soon destroyed as it bursts into flames. Within sight from the wreckage lies an old mansion where the protagonist enters out of curiosity. It's not long before they are greeted by the first undead dweller. I don't know about you, Goobs. Do you often just walk into random houses up in Canada?
Oh, yeah, it's Canada. I mean, everybody leaves their doors unlocked. And, I mean, the only reason you close the doors is so that a goose doesn't get you.
Down here in Texas, that's something that'll, get a shot. I mean, all of us got guns down here.
Well, we don't have guns in Canada, but we have geese. What do you think? So, you're driving along, and... something swerves in front of the car, and you swerve out of the way to avoid it. What do you think that was?
I think it depends on where they were. If they were up in Texas, maybe it's a moose. Down here, it'd be like a tumbleweed or something.
Maybe. I think it was an interdimensional traveler on a completely separate adventure that just happened to stumble into this reality.
That probably makes more sense than the tumbleweeds. They could probably drive over a tumbleweed. They're not that heavy. But
Oh,
during all this, once he's in the mansion, it becomes evident that it belonged to a sorcerer with a number of apprentices. Draken, who is the most talented apprentice, became corrupt and killed the other inhabitants with his magic, resulting in the mansion becoming haunted.
ooh. But not
What?
ooh.
I got really scared for a second there.
Why? It's just a ghost noise. That doesn't make any sense. Why would that be scary?
I don't think I want to talk about it right now. Maybe we should haunt our way into the gameplay.
All right.
How recently have you played this game?
Let's see. I used to rent it in IGA, and IGA closed their rental department when I was in high school. So 25, 30 years?
Ah, okay. I emulated it last year. It had come out on another show. I have no clue, but I have this weird side memory of covering it there. What would that be about?
Uh, I don't know.
Must
But
be like another one of those interdimensional things.
absolutely. Definitely. Absolutely.
But
Oh.
in this game, it's an adventure game. Everything that you can see takes place in a tiny window. Well, not tiny, but there's a window that takes up, let's say, a quarter of your television. And then on the bottom, you've got a small mini map and a list of commands. And then you have what looks like a notepad over on the right hand side.
Yeah, don't call my window tiny. It's a perfectly normal sized window.
I'm sorry. I compare everything to my own massive window here, which is cracked and broken, but you know, I can still see out of it. It's still usable.
It's not the size of the window, it's how open you can get it.
Absolutely. Just be sure to use protection. I guess that would be glass cleaner.
Always be sure to use a screen.
Whenever you play, you do explore this giant mansion, and the NES version kind of guides you a bit better than the PC version. Because in the PC, you can actually put yourself in an unwinnable solution in the first couple screens.
Oh, how do you do that?
Don't open the mailbox, because before you perform home invasion, you gotta check their mail first and see what the name is. That way you know how to answer the door when the police arrive.
That's good advice, Toby. But in all serious, for our mail carriers out there, if you're even if you're going to break into a strange house looking to find your missing sister, don't go through the mail. That's a federal crime.
Yes, don't actually do well. It's federal here in America. I don't know about up there in Canada.
Right, because I am totally Canadian. I'm sure it's also a federal crime here. Mounties will get you. Yep.
Don't answer the door to that moose. Before you get to that point, though, you are in your car because you've just wrecked it.
You know, I know that I'm not. I normally die pretty early in platforming games, but this was an all new record for horribly dying. I took my time to look around the car, and the car blew up with me inside it.
And you would think normally, if you've been in a car accident, you'd want to get into the glove box to get your, insurance information and whatnot out.
Right, absolutely. That's the responsible thing to do.
Don't do that in this game.
No.
Apparently, the car is very, very it's loaded with TNT or something because it'll make a big boom if you stay in there for too long.
I mean, you look, you wreck your car, you don't have to worry about getting it towed, so you just activate the self destruct button on the car.
Oh my god! I wish every vehicle came default with one of those.
Yeah. But like you said, this is a point and click adventure game, and you're going to get what you expect. You're going to point and you're going to click and use the items to solve the problems and fight some monsters. What were some of your favorite monsters, Toby?
Oh, I loved the original Ghost in the Hallway. I guess I call it the Scarlet O'Hare Ghost.
Yep.
Has the
Southern
umbrella.
Belle.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And of course, my other favorite would be the giant spider, which you are warned about repeatedly.
The part where it says, "Don't go down this well." Don't go down the secret passage. There's a giant spider at the bottom.
Yeah, that part.
Oh yeah.
And
You didn't listen, did you?
Oh no, I didn't. I wanted to see the spider for myself because I'm not an arachnophobe. It can't be that big. It was
Well,
that
it's not.
big.
Well, yeah, but it's not like it was a giant snake.
You're right. It could
I
have been
mean,
the Titanoboa or something down there.
hey, one of those puzzles involved having to carry around a bird, so I did not like that.
Yep, there's a lot of stuff you shouldn't carry around in this game. But before we go into that, I should bring up this is not a game for everyone. I think that there are certain Canadians and Texans out there that might not enjoy this game as much as we did.
Right, which might be why we're stunt doubling for them.
Could very well be. But it's a very fun game in my opinion, especially if you want something that's not like requiring instant reaction. Like, make this jump immediately or you're going to miss, fall, and die. This game, you can take your time, explore your surroundings, as long as you don't pick up any large rubies or diamonds along the way.
Yep. Oh, that ruby. It will. So yeah, for those who don't know and are curious, it activates a timer that will it will slowly play small cutscenes that will cause a game over. You get 3 little cutscenes talking about how you're being corrupted, and then it just announces that you are corrupted and you are now a minion of the House of the Dead. And it doesn't it would be cool if it were a thing where it happens and then it goes on, but as long as that is in your inventory, it will continue to do that throughout the rest of the game.
That would be amazing if you turned into a zombie and then you had to stop the other people from coming into the house.
Okay, that would be great. But nope, that is unfortunately not what happens. It just plays the same cutscenes over and over. And it's not like it happens like every 10 moves, it felt like. So it's going to happen a lot.
Yeah, if you don't find a way to get rid of that ruby, it will definitely end in the game over for you, because I don't think you can beat the game with the ruby in your inventory. Like, I don't think you have enough turns, more or less.
No, you do not. It's very frustrating if you don't know to get rid of it. And you don't. There's nothing in the game that says the ruby is what is corrupting you.
Right. And when you pick up the ruby, you pick up a bunch of other stuff with it, don't you?
I think so. But it's also it feels like it's going to be important later in the game. Like, this game has a lot of red herrings, things like soap and I forget what I think, a thing of flour, other things that you can just find, and because you don't know if you'll need it or not, because it's a puzzle point and click game, you just grab everything. And so you'll grab the ruby because it's a ruby. It looks like it sounds like it should be important.
But while you're grabbing stuff, you can also grab the item that has sponsored this episode, Spider Cider. Keaton, can you tell our listeners about Spider Cider?
Nope, because I'm Goobs.
Oh
no! Goobs, can you tell our listeners about Spider Cider?
Absolutely, Toby. I would be happy to. Spider Cider is the fantastic drink made from and made by spiders. First founded from the mountains of Mount Abat, and eventually brought into the main world after the barrier that kept the monsters out of the mountain was broken by Frisk. Now it is a popular drink found in many, many places.
I can feel it tickling my throat with every drink I take.
Indeed.
And you can find Spider Cider at your nearest local retailer, 7-Eleven, or maybe even Quickie Mart.
Yep. We would never sell out to Spider Cider, though.
No, we're not sellouts. Not unless you pay us the right amount of money.
Absolutely.
So, speaking of Spider Cider, though, it performs a very important thing in this game as well, because Spider Cider also catches spiders.
Oh, yeah. And spiders are an important gameplay mechanic.
Absolutely.
Except for that giant one.
Spiders will scare anything away. Humans, ghosts. Honestly, I do love the mechanic, how certain items are used in certain areas that you wouldn't expect to be able to progress into the game. It does force you to try everything.
That's... Some of those clues are so obtuse, though. Like, you have to light the candles to scare away the ghost. That took me ever to figure out. I had to have Nintendo Power tell me how to do that.
The one
So,
that was tricky for me, if I recall right, there's you gotta destroy the couch in the main room because there's an item inside of it. But you have to use an axe. I think at this point you also could possibly have a sword in your inventory, but you have to use the axe. You can't use a sword.
well, I mean, that's just you can't cut open a chair with a sword. You got to use an axe or a knife. A sword.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
What was I thinking?
Did you ever try to use axe on self?
Yes.
How 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 did it go?
About as well as expected.
So, one of the more iconic parts about the Mac Venture series, especially when they were released on the NES, because NES is so child friendly and supposed to be cartoony, is the horrific graphic descriptions of your death that come into this game. And yes, if you use axe on self, you get a description where you're playing around with the axe and accidentally cut yourself and bleed to death.
Half the fun in these games is all the different ways you can die.
Oh yeah.
Like, I have seen people on YouTube do speedruns of this game, and part of the speedrun is you have to die every possible way.
Wow. That is a lot of drinking strange potions and eating weird fruit.
Oh, yeah. It's so much fun, though.
Also, so you talked about your favorite monster was Scarlet O'Hare. I got to tell you, for me, it's the Cookie Imp.
That's the one that dances, right?
Oh, absolutely. He gets his own song and everything. He just randomly
Oh,
shows
yeah.
up and dances until you give him what he needs.
He was so cute. Like, for being the monster, he's just a cute, happy monster.
Yep. He's I think the one thing in the game that doesn't try to kill you, except for the weird floating tomato thing that nobody knows what that is supposed to be.
I do also like how the game will punish you for making obviously stupid decisions. We already talked about the giant spider, but there's a jail cell at one point in the game. And
Mm-hmm.
you can indeed lock yourself in the jail cell.
Yeah, it's one thing to break into someone's house, rummage their stuff, take an axe to their couch, and banish their inhabitants. It is another thing completely to walk into their jail cell and not expect to get locked up.
Yep, and none of your magic spells will get you out. Speaking of which,
Nope. Uh, but what did you think of the sound, Toby?
the sound effects are very, very immersive. They put you in the game. You talked about your dancing demon earlier, who has just the happiest little do 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 get down tune with him.
Yeah.
And the rest of the music is really it sets the mood. You have this creepy music whenever you first enter the mansion. You see the Scarlet O'Hare ghost, and you don't realize she's a ghost at first. So it's actually playing like this 1940s-ish kind of tune whenever you see her in the hallway, unless you go tap her on the shoulder, which the music changes very quickly.
Yep. Yeah, that iconic death music that you will become very familiar with if you play this game without a guide.
And the music does also give you a sense of adventure, because not everything takes place in the mansion. You also go out on the mansion grounds, which actually has 3 other buildings back behind it.
Oh, yeah, this is a huge location. I'm surprised that, it's not a more well-known place in this town.
Yeah, I mean, it's apparently has a major road in front of it, and it's got a massive property. And you would think more people would be, familiar with it.
Well, I guess some folks just like their privacy when they're running a haunted house full of training evil apprentices.
I suppose so. I mean, I for one would love the ability to learn magic, but I'm not sure if I want that ability at the cost of ghosts trying to kill me.
Okay, maybe if you learned more useful spells, maybe. But the spells in this game are incredibly specific. There
What, you didn't like
is
Doll?
the one that lets you talk to dolls. The yes, the iconically named doll spell. Oh.
You are limited to 6 spells in this game, which is strange because you would think for a large mansion where you learn magic, you would learn more than 6 spells, but we indeed have 6.
You know, we're the beginner class.
Not to mention, we do have one spell called Cloudici. Honestly, I never found a use for it.
There isn't one.
Oh, well, that's good. So some random word.
It causes fog to appear, but it doesn't do anything. I guess you could say they missed their opportunity.
On top of Cloudici and Daldal, you have Oh Sesame, which you would think you could use to open locked doors, but it will only open one specific locked door.
All right, yeah, so that's not a very good spell. That is not worth ghost hunting you down.
You can find Stellini, which can freeze a giant spider. You can find Telemaze, which transports you to the entrance of the labyrinth. You know, not the end of the labyrinth, to the beginning. So, you know, if you get lost in the labyrinth, you can just start over. I think it'd be more handy to come up with one that would take you to the end of it.
Unless you are in like one of those like mirror mazes, or like a hall of mirrors, or like a haunted mansion like they come out at Halloween, where it's all fake and people aren't trying to murder you. And then you get to the end and you could be like, telemaze, and then go back to the beginning so that you could do it all over again and wouldn't have to pay a second time.
Now, see, you're thinking of the positive aspect of it. I went to the negative aspect. You remember the movie Labyrinth?
Yeah.
Could you imagine, I think the main character's name was Laura, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but getting all the way to the end of it, you're fighting down the Goblin King, and she finds this piece of paper on the ground. She reads it out loud. Telemaze! And it takes her to the beginning of it all again.
Okay, yeah, that would be terrible, Toby. That would be terrible.
But then finally, you get my favorite spell, Thundidi.
What's Thundidi do?
It scares dogs.
Well, I mean, that's gotta be useful.
It scares 2 dogs in particular by making thunder sound. I mean, I kind of wish I got like the Force lightning that the Emperor used in Star Wars, but instead of the lightning part, you get the thunder part of it, so you just get the noise.
Yeah, that's not a good spell. These are not good people. A spell that just scares innocent doggos?
That's it.
That's not good. I'm kind of glad.
Spells, but you get like 20 ways to die.
I'm kind of glad we broke into their house and trashed it now. If they're scaring dogs with inventing magic just to scare dogs.
Notice there's no one training to use magic anymore. They're all ghosts and monsters. And there's only 6 spells. I think that maybe this is just a really, really crappy magic learning place.
Oh, well, maybe that's why it closed. You go to learn magic and you only get 6 spells that are like barely useful.
Like, I thought I was going to Costco or something. Instead, I was going to like the Family Dollar of Magic.
Yep, the Family Dollar of Magic.
Not even Dollar General. At least those you can go to at every street corner.
Hey, Toby, man, I'm getting a little creeped out from all this scary house talk. It's making me think my place might be haunted.
Oh, yeah? Really?
Yeah, well, don't worry, Toby. I just saw a commercial for some guys in New York that handle this sort of thing. They got lights on their vehicle, special backpacks, and everything. I wonder how much they charge for an out-of-country visit. I'm going to go call and find out.
Okay, buddy. It sounds like you need to go get that haunting taken care of. Now, okay, while he's away, I didn't want to say this in front of him because it sounds really weird, but my Stairmaster was hollow, and the top of it would pop off. I found this piece of paper inside of it, and it's written in blue ink. It has this weird word on it. And starts with an O. Oh, Beanie Weenie? That's weird. Maybe if I said it louder, though, I'd understand it. But oh, Genie Weenie!
Ooh.
What was that? Gibbs is talking about his place being haunted. Maybe mine is too. Well, one more time. Oh, Genie Weenie!
Woo! Hey there, Toby.
Goobs, Genie, what are you doing here?
You found a page from my spell book. Ooh, that's a special spell.
You have a spell book? What's the spell do? Does it just, bring you here?
Oh, it summons something, all right. Just look out, it's a grower, not a shower.
What's a grower? Oh, God! Put that away!
It's my Genie Weenie, you've summoned it. Now you've got to put it away.
It's not mine, it's yours. You put it away. But hey, while you're here, have you heard of this weird Nintendo game called Uninvited? Because it's honestly kind of what you are right now. You're uninvited, but do you have any cheats for the game while you're here?
Ooh, indeed I do. Whenever you leave the mansion and go outside to the place with the 3 buildings in the background, the game will say, leave behind anything that you don't want. At this point, you can click on any item and try to click leave, and then to click in the area. And if the item is not useful, you will get rid of it. Use this to declutter your inventory.
Well, that sounds like a handy cheat for stuff I don't need, and I've always got stuff around here I don't need. You think that would work here? Think I can just, toss my stuff out the back door and it'll get rid of it?
Ooh, you might. Only one way to find out. Where's that brother of yours?
Useless! Useless! I need you! Well, I don't need you, but, you know. Man, you came in really handy. I'm proud of you, Goobs Genie.
Oh, you're very welcome, Toby. Now, there's one way you can repay this favor.
There's always a catch. Alright, what can we do?
Turn around!
What? There's nothing here behind me.
Oh, no, but now I get to see your cute butt. Woo!
Hey, that's mine. Don't look at that. I said you were uninvited. That's my butt, not yours.
Ooh, you can't get rid of me that easy.
Stop! Quit that. You're uninvited. Put that away. Bad Genie Weenie. Bad Genie Weenie.
Oh, the counter spell. I'm shrinking. Guess I've got to go.
Oh, thank God he's gone. Oh, jeez. I swear, I can't touch anything whenever Goobs leaves. I wish he'd just stay instead of constantly leaving me all the time.
Whoa, man! I just had to go and make a phone call. Not to mention every time I have an emergency that comes up, I come back to you talking bad about me behind my back. It was just like a quick phone call.
No, I didn't mean anything really bad about you. It's just, he's uninvited.
Yeah, that is the game that we're covering anyway. Those guys said that they couldn't make the drive. Something about a giant marshmallow had him busy. But yeah, why were you turned around and showing your butt off to the camera?
Well, I don't think I was showing it off. Do you want to hear some fun facts?
It's time for Fun Facts with Toby.
All right, Goobs, are you ready to play our number 2 game show?
Darn right I am.
All right, well, it's time to play. What rating is this game? You, Goobs,
Yeah, that's me.
get to guess the Nintendo Power score of this game. And because they score on a decimal system between 0.1 and 10, you get a 0.3 point window.
Shout out to Tall Hands. Miss you, buddy.
So, now that we've got our scoring system out of the way for Nintendo Power, are you ready?
Yes, I am. All right. I've got this. Here we go. I am ready.
So, whenever they reviewed this game in Nintendo Power, what score do you think they gave it?
Let's see. It was a Nintendo exclusive, and they really made... I don't think it got the cover, but it was in their counselor's corner a lot, so they definitely thought it was going to be popular. I'm going to go with a 7.8.
7.8. Are you sure you don't want to alter that a little bit?
Toby, No. It's a 7.8. It's a good score. It's what this game got. Don't try to trick me.
Man, okay. I won't try to trick you. Well, you are really, really close, though. Are you sure you don't want to change it just a little bit? You're really close.
Really close. 7.2.
Oh, I'm sorry, but even with the 0.3 points, you're just a hair off. It got a 6.85.
Oh.
Yeah, I gotta remember it was a first-person adventure game on the NES, so like it was favorable, but that definitely wasn't one of their favorites.
I'll get it next time.
Absolutely. So now, you want to talk about some fun facts of this game?
Yeah.
Oh, before you talk about some fun facts about this game, maybe we got a special guest we could bring on to talk about fun facts, because it looks like you've got someone else there with you. Is that the librarian I see?
Oh, that's Keaton, the librarian for secret levels.
Well, hey, maybe me and Goobs can sit this one out, and we'll let Keaton, since he is the librarian, talk about the fun facts of Uninvited.
Good howdy, everybody. This is Poppy the Mask Keaton, and I am here to talk to you about some fun facts about this fun game. First off, then the major one is that the sibling you needed to rescue was changed from an younger brother to an older sister in the NES version, and that there were some changes made to some of the items because of Nintendo's fear of imagery. A cross was changed into a goblet, and that the mail was formally addressed to one Master Crowley, 666 Blackwell Road, Loch Ness, Scotland. In the NES version, the address and location were removed, although it still keeps the references to Master Crowley, which is an allusion to cultist Aleister Crowley and perhaps maybe even Ozzy Osbourne.
Mr. Crowley. Bum, bum, bum. You don't think I'll get copyright infringed for that one, do you?
You're cutting it pretty close, but that's all right. And in the tower, you'll also find a ghost who holds his own decapitated head in his arms. But the head was reattached in the NES version. They also altered the coloring of the pentacle on the floor in the living room to look more like a standard 5-pointed star, because that's different. They also fixed a mistake in the original code so that now you cannot enter the mansion until you open the mailbox and get the pendant, which you could originally do, because once you enter the mansion, the door closes and you are locked inside, and if you didn't get the pendant, you cannot beat the game. Another fun fact is that the entire maze section was originally supposed to be in Shadowgate, but was pulled and then later put into Uninvited. And while you're wandering in that maze, you can find tombstones referencing other MacVenture games, including one for Ace Harding and another one for Lackmere, who are from Deja Vu and Shadowgate. In 2024 and 2023, the Kickstarter for Shadowgate 2, Beyond Shadowgate, allowed the players to go into the world from Uninvited and explore the famous mansion from a different perspective and from a different character. They also unlocked the ability to explore a little bit of Deja Vu, and so, yeah, now you can get more of the story.
Keaton, you are always like this, such an awesome guy who finds all these neat little things about these games that a lot of people don't think of. I really want to thank you for coming on.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. Anything for you two, Toby and Goobs. You two have a great night. I've got to run. Somebody's rustling some bushes and there's a small kid cutting them, so I got to go quiz him. Bye, y'all.
No. Bye, Keaton. I feel like we're forgetting something. Like, I'm new to this whole stunt double thing, but I know there's something that comes up after the fun facts. I can't remember what it is.
Well, let's see. It's not the airing of grievances, and it's not Patreon pontifications. That's right, Toby. It's time to motherfucking rage.
Oh, come on!
Rage. Step into the rage meter. Like, do you want to break into somebody's house and take a knife to all of their chairs and then grab a ruby that causes you to get possessed? And then you take it and shove it up your bum. Ugh.
Oh man, I got enough people checking out my butt the way it is.
Good point. But I'm so mad. Ugh.
Oh,
All right.
let your rage out. Tell me what made you angry about this game.
So, all right. We're gonna go with the classic Goobs Hecometer.
Ooh, a classic.
Heck that stupid Ruby. Heck that causes all the different the constant game overs. Heck obtuse puzzles solutions. Heck giant spiders. Heck puzzles that require you to get birds. Heck birds in puzzles. Heck snakes. Heck cats. Heck weird goblin blue gremlin things. Heck evil sorcerers. Heck evil demons that possess your family. Heck evil weird rooms that just don't make sense. And this game just there's so much. There's a lot of trying random things until you know what works. And if you don't know what works, you're going to try a bunch of random things. And it's just if it wasn't for like Nintendo Power helping me out, I probably would not have beaten this game. I've got to give it a 7.
Ooh, that's pretty high. So what I want to add to it is heck Nintendo for not making a mouse attachment for the Nintendo. That way I could play this game with a mouse. Instead I have to use a D-pad that scrolls a little hand on the screen ever so slowly to click stuff. I know what I want to click. Let me click it. I don't want to just watch the hand. I want to click what I want to click. Let me click it. So that's the biggest rage I got for this game. I do enjoy dying in it, which is kind of funny because you'd think dying would be frustrating. What is frustrating, though, is picking up a valuable ruby that you think is going to come in handy because it's a magic house, and you think that the ruby might be involved in some sort of spell or anything, and instead it kills you. So then you restart and you pick up the ruby again and you die again. You restart, you pick up the ruby and you die again. You never make the connection that the ruby is what's killing you for 15 years of your life until you finally grow up as an adult. You finally figure out and watch a guide to this game. You realize you shouldn't have been grabbing the ruby the entire time you've been playing this game.
Toby, I'm supposed to be the rageful one.
I'm sorry. 6.5.
All right, so
I guess I should calm down now. I'm sorry, Goobs.
What's our combined? Do the combined score on the Rageometer? What's our combined score on the Rageometer?
6.75.
Yeah.
Because thank God I can do math in my head.
Mm-hmm. And why do our meters only go to 10, Toby?
Because are we thick boys? We are we're stunt double boys.
Yes, we are stunt double boys.
Okay, so now that we've determined what we are, we should probably calm down, chill out, and come up with some stunt double scoring. So, since you went first in the rage meter, I'm going to try to calm down, give this game a legitimate score. This is a very unique game for the NES, and it gives you an experience that you can only find in 2 other titles. There are other adventure games for the NES, but none of them that are as relaxed, really, as this game. It gives you a nice story. It is beatable, even though you can get a little frustrated from time to time with it. But guides are available. Even back then, you could find guides in like Nintendo Power, Electronic Gaming Monthly, that would at least give you the clues to complete the game. Due to all that, I will give this game a 7.5.
I agree. If you know what to do with the ruby, like pick up the ruby, experience the weird, creepy death thing, and then get rid of the ruby. Once you get past that, and yeah, some of the puzzles are obtuse, so if you can't figure something out, go ahead and look it up, but just go in there, play it, and it is a lot of fun. The sprites are really good. There are some very creepy sprites. The music is really good. A lot of the puzzles aren't that bad. Some of them, like I mentioned some obtuse ones, sure, But for the most part, there, if you look around and if you find your scrolls and pay attention to your scrolls in your books, in your diaries, they will tell you how to, or guide you to how to beat almost everything in the game. So, yeah, if you know what you're getting into, it's a point-and-click adventure game. You know that going in, you're gonna have some fun times. And yeah, I think overall I would give this one a 7. 7. I'll go with you on 7.5.
All
I'll
right,
raise it to
well,
7.5.
that makes that score easy to average out between the two of us. We are giving this game a 7.5. So, but before we end up getting ready to close this show out, we do have some people to thank. All of our sponsors on Patreon. Like, we love you guys so much for, taking your time and opening up your wallet for us, especially. That way we can buy all these cool games. It's such a huge help to us, isn't it, Goobs?
It is. We love our patrons. They're what we have to buy every single game that we play for this show.
Yeah, we
In
don't
2
do
copies.
emulation.
One for you, one for me. So we definitely need that Patreon money.
Yeah, not only the games, sometimes we gotta buy the systems, and these things get really expensive.
They sure do, Toby. They sure do.
But this is a section where Goobs gives our patrons fun names every episode, and after he gives them their names, I have to figure out what theme he's using. Shout to Stumbles coming up with that for that, because that's an awesome concept. But, Goobs, are you ready?
I sure am, Toby. For our patrons, let's start with Toby. We're the stunt doubles. We don't have any patrons.
Oh God, are you? How am I supposed to get the money back I paid to buy this game in the Nintendo?
Ooh, I know a way you can make some money.
No.
I hate Secret Levels podcast.
Wow, Toby, thanks for helping. For flying me and Ginny being out to Scotland, so we could all take this trip together.
Oh, it's no problem, buddy. I feel like we needed some time away after we played the Uninvited game. We need to get out of our houses.
Definitely. Oh man, look at that big mansion up there. Wow, that thing looks huge.
Dude, that's twice the size of my place. Look at it.
Oh man, I bet there's some really cool. Toby, look out! There's a stop sign coming up.
Oh crap! I didn't see it.
Ah! Oh, hey man, how about next time I drive?
Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. That was a good-looking mansion, though. Do you smell something in here?
Oh, yeah, that's gas, buddy. We got to skedaddle.
Oh, God.
Oh, that was your car. At least you don't have to worry about a tow, but I really hope you got rental insurance.
Oh, yeah, rental insurance. Yeah, I always get rental insurance. I better call someone though. But there's that big, nice-looking, still kind of creepy mansion up there. I bet they got a phone we could use.
Yeah. Hey, Ginny Bean, why don't we? Oh crap, Ginny Bean. Wait, I see footprints in the snow headed away. Let me call her. I've got a cell phone.
Man, we don't have time for that. I gotta get to that creepy house. We need to call Jenny.
Yeah, but I've got a phone right here. I mean, I'm calling her right now.
No. We have a plan. It's the creepy house.
I'm literally on the phone with her. She said she got a hold of the police, and she's just sitting in the car over there getting warm. Like, I can see her from here.
Hey, warm! Goobs, that's a good idea. We can warm up in that house. I can see it's got a pentagram on the front. And then after we warm up, we can call and see where Jenny is.
Toby, like, I can see her through the windshield. It's literally across where you wrecked.
Oh, come on, Goobs. It's time to go on an adventure.
Oh, I've got to stop him before he does something stupid. Well, something else stupid. Game over, folks.